Hello everyone! Welcome back to Ms. English channel. I'm Emily, and we're really happy you're here with us today. Maybe you're walking, cooking, maybe sitting on a bus. Wherever you are, thank you for listening. I do the same when I learn something new. A little English while living your day feels really nice.
And I'm Paul. I always imagine someone holding a cup of coffee right now. One hand on the mug, one hand on the phone. That sounds nice. If that's you, thanks for spending this moment with us.
Before we start, we have a small favor. If our podcast helps your confidence even a little, please follow the channel and share it with one friend. Learning feels easier when someone learns with you.
Me too. I understand that feeling. All right, today we talk about something many learners hear about, but still feel confused when using it.
Yes, the big names in grammar, active voice and passive voice.
When I first heard those words back in school, they sounded so serious. I thought I needed a big grammar book to understand them.
Me too. The names feel heavy, but the idea is actually very simple. And today, we don't want to give you a textbook feeling.
Exactly. We want to show you how people really use active and passive voice in daily English. By the end, you will understand what they mean, why passive voice exists, and how to sound natural when speaking.
And we'll play with examples, short stories, and easy situations. Grammar is much easier when it feels like a conversation.
So let's start with something simple. What is active voice?
Active voice is the most common way we speak. In active voice, the subject does the action. This is the key idea.
Let's look at an easy sentence. Paul cooked dinner. Subject, Paul. Action, cooked. Object, dinner.
Paul is doing the action, so this sentence is active voice. Here's another one. Maria wrote an email. Who did the action?
Maria. Simple, clear, natural.
Exactly, and that's why active voice feels normal in daily conversation. It's short and direct.
But sometimes English speakers don't want to focus on the person doing the action, and that's when passive voice shows up.
Yes, let's take the same idea. Active, Jack cooked dinner. Now passive, dinner was cooked by Jack.
See what changed? The focus moved. We didn't start with Jack. We started with dinner, the object.
In passive voice, the action or result is more important than the person doing it.
Let's try another. Active. The company built the bridge. Passive. The bridge was built by the company.
Here is the usual pattern. Object plus be verb plus past participle.
Don't worry, past participle sounds big, but it's just the third form of a verb. Eat becomes eaten, write becomes written, build becomes built.
Now the big question many learners ask, why do we even need passive voice?
3 common reasons.
Reason 1, we care more about the action than the person. Example, the Mona Lisa was painted in the 1500s.
Reason 2, we don't know who did the action. Example, my phone was stolen. I understand. That sentence is very real for many people.
Reason 3, the person is obvious or not important. Example, the criminal was arrested. We know the police did it, but we don't need to say it.
Can I give a funny example?
Please.
Imagine a child looking at a cake. Suddenly, the cake is gone. Parents ask, who ate the cake? And the child says, the cake was eaten.
Ah, yes, the classic passive voice excuse. No name, no details, just the cake disappeared.
Passive voice can be useful or suspicious.
Exactly. But now that we understand the idea, we'll go deeper in the next part. We'll explore when passive voice feels natural and when it sounds too formal.
All right, let's move to a very important point. People think passive voice is everywhere, but when you listen to real conversations, something interesting happens.
Yes, you hear active voice much more often. Active sentences feel lighter, quicker, and easier to say. I understand why people prefer them.
Me too. Let's compare two sentences. Active, the manager approved the plan. Passive, the plan was approved by the manager.
Both are correct, but the first one feels natural when we talk. It's short, it's direct, your mouth moves smoothly.
Exactly. But passive voice still appears in real life. It's not wrong, it's just used for special moments. So let's see where passive voice sounds natural.
Number 1, the news. Journalists use passive voice all the time. Example, a new bridge was built last year. Here, the important thing is the event, not the people who built it.
Another example, several people were rescued during the storm. That sounds like real news. We care about the rescue, not the names.
Yes, the focus is the action, and sometimes the reporter doesn't even know who did it.
Number 2, formal writing. Reports, academic papers, research. They love passive voice. Example, the experiment was conducted in a laboratory.
Or, the results were analyzed carefully. Scientists want attention on the process, not on themselves. That's why passive voice works.
Number 3, when we don't know who did something. For example, my bike was stolen yesterday.
We simply don't know who stole it, so passive voice sounds completely normal.
Another example, the window was broken last night. Maybe a person broke it, maybe the wind did it. We don't know.
Passive voice keeps the focus on the event, and that makes the sentence easier to understand.
Number 4, when the person isn't important. Example, the streets are cleaned every morning.
We know city workers clean them, but the action is more important than the workers.
Another example, English is spoken all over the world. We don't need to list who speaks it. That would take forever.
Exactly. It's a general truth, and general truths often use passive voice.
Now let's try a small practice. I say an active voice sentence, and you change it to passive voice.
Let's go.
Active, the chef cooked a delicious meal. Passive,
A delicious meal was cooked by the chef.
perfect. Next, the teacher explained the lesson.
The lesson was explained by the teacher.
Nice. Now my turn. Active, someone cleaned the room.
The room was cleaned.
Exactly. And you didn't say who cleaned it, because maybe you don't know, or maybe it doesn't matter.
That's why passive voice works well in these situations.
But let's also talk about a common mistake. Sometimes learners start using passive voice everywhere.
Yes, they think passive voice sounds smarter, but it often sounds unnatural in conversation. Example, instead of I made a mistake, they say, a mistake was made by me.
It's correct, but it feels strange in daily talk, too heavy, too formal.
Here's another one. Active, we finished the project. Passive, the project was finished by us.
Again, correct, but not natural when speaking with friends.
So here's a simple rule. Use active voice when the person doing the action is important. Use passive voice when the action or result is more important.
That rule helps almost every time. It sounds simple, but it really works.
Let me share a funny situation. Imagine two roommates. One walks into the kitchen and sees a big mess. Food everywhere, plates everywhere.
Chaos, pure chaos.
The roommate asks, "Who made this mess?"
And the guilty roommate slowly says, mistakes were made.
Classic passive voice. No name, no detail, just mistakes were made.
Yes, passive voice can hide responsibility. That's why politicians love it. Instead of saying, we made a mistake, they say, mistakes were made.
Nobody knows who made them. Magic.
All right, before we continue, let's highlight something important. When you watch movies, news, or podcasts, try to notice passive voice. You'll hear, he was arrested. The law was passed. The building was destroyed.
But in daily conversations, you'll hear active voice much more. I bought this yesterday. I finished my homework. I lost my keys.
Simple, direct, natural. That's why active voice feels so comfortable when speaking.
Now that we understand where passive voice appears, let's answer a very big question. Learners know the idea, but they still freeze when they try to make a sentence passive.
Yes, many learners say, I understand passive voice, but when I want to use it, I get confused. Me too. I remember that feeling when I learned English.
So today, let's make it simple, slow, and friendly. No pressure, no heavy grammar feeling.
Exactly. We'll build passive voice step by step, and you will see the structure is not scary at all.
The basic pattern is object plus be plus past participle.
That's it. That's the heart of passive voice. Now, let's take an active sentence. The chef cooked the meal.
The object is the meal, so we pull it to the front. Then we choose the correct form of be. Cook becomes cooked, the past participle. So the passive sentence becomes, the meal was cooked by the chef.
Clear and simple. The object moves to the front, and we add was plus the past participle. You did it.
Now, passive voice also works in different tenses. This is the part that scares some learners, but it doesn't need to.
Let's go slow. Present passive voice. Active, people speak English all over the world. Passive, English is spoken all over the world.
Same idea in another example. Active, the company produces cars. Passive, cars are produced by the company.
Easy, right? Now the past tense. Active, the storm destroyed the bridge. Passive, the bridge was destroyed by the storm.
Let's try another one. Active, someone stole my phone. Passive, my phone was stolen. We removed by someone because we don't know who did it, and that's okay.
Now future. Active, they will build a new hospital. Passive, a new hospital will be built.
Or another one. Active, the team will finish the project next week. Passive, the project will be finished next week.
You can see the pattern. Will be plus past participle. Nice and simple.
Okay, time for a small challenge. I'll give you an active sentence and you make the passive one.
Let's do it.
Active, the teacher checked the homework.
Passive, the homework was checked by the teacher.
Great. Next one, the police caught the thief.
The thief was caught by the police.
Nice. Now a tricky one. Active, someone opened the door.
The door was opened. The doer disappears, and that's totally fine.
Yes, passive voice can remove the doer completely. Sometimes we don't know who did it. Sometimes it's not important.
Now let's listen to passive voice examples from everyday life. You might hear things like, the meeting was canceled. Dinner is being prepared. Your package was delivered this morning.
Or a very famous one from online shopping, your order has been shipped.
Yes, every email says that. Your order has been processed. Your payment was received. It sounds polite and professional.
Passive voice can even be funny. Imagine a child in the kitchen. Suddenly, a loud crash. Clink! A plate breaks.
A parent walks in. Who broke the plate?
And the child just whispers, the plate was broken.
That sounds very familiar. A classic passive voice moment to avoid blame.
Let's compare a few more active versus passive pairs to keep the rhythm. Active, the manager approved the plan. Passive, the plan was approved by the manager.
Active, the company released a new product. Passive, a new product was released.
Active, someone cleaned the office. Passive, the office was cleaned.
Now the idea should feel very clear. Active voice focuses on the person. Passive voice focuses on the action or result.
So if you ever feel unsure, remember this friendly rule. Use active voice when the who is important. Use passive voice when the what happened is important.
This simple rule helps 90% of the time. No need to stress.
All right, we're almost ready for the final part. We'll review everything and give a little practice for you at home.
All right, we're in the final part of today's conversation. Let's slow down and review everything together so it feels clear, simple, and natural.
Yes, let's make it easy to remember. First, we learned the basic difference. Active voice, the subject does the action. Passive voice, the subject receives the action.
Simple idea, but very powerful. And remember, English speakers use active voice much more in daily conversation.
Me too. I do the same. When I talk to friends, I naturally choose active voice because it feels lighter and faster.
But passive voice is still an important tool. It appears in news, formal writing, reports, and situations where we care more about the action than the person.
Right. Then we learned the basic structure of passive voice. Object plus be plus past participle. That's all you need to build passive sentences.
We tried many examples too. Active, the storm destroyed the bridge. Passive, the bridge was destroyed by the storm.
Active, someone stole my phone. Passive, my phone was stolen.
We even looked at future passive voice. The hospital will be built. The project will be finished next week.
And remember our funny story with the child in the kitchen? Parent, who broke the plate? Child, the plate was broken.
That example explains passive voice perfectly. Sometimes people want to avoid saying, I did it. Passive voice helps them escape a little.
Exactly. But now the important question. How can you use passive voice naturally when speaking?
Here's the gentle rule again. Use active voice when the person doing the action matters. Use passive voice when the action or result matters.
That rule is easy, and it works in almost every situation. Don't worry about being perfect. You just need to get comfortable listening and repeating.
Yes, and you already understand much more than before. So let's do one last mini practice.
I'll say a passive sentence, and you think of an active version. Ready?
Let's go.
Passive, the meeting was canceled. Active version?
Someone canceled the meeting. Short, simple.
Next one. Passive, the room was cleaned. Active version?
Someone cleaned the room. Nice and easy.
Last one. Passive, a new product was released. Active version?
The company released a new product.
Great. Now let's reverse it. I'll give active sentences, you think of passive versions.
I'm ready.
Active, the teacher helped the students.
Passive, the students were helped by the teacher.
Active, they will open the new shop next month.
Passive, the new shop will be opened next month.
Perfect. And now a little listening challenge for everyone at home.
Yes, this part is fun. Tonight or tomorrow, when you watch a movie, listen to a podcast, or read the news, try to catch passive voice. You will hear, he was arrested, the law was passed, the results were confirmed.
And then compare with real conversations with friends. You'll hear more active voice. I bought this. I finished my work. I lost my keys.
The more you notice the difference, the more natural your English becomes.
Before we close today's episode, we have a small practice question for you. We love seeing your answers.
Yes, in the comments, write one sentence in passive voice. It can be simple, something like, my homework was finished, the cake was baked.
Just one sentence. Easy, friendly, and great for practice.
And if today's episode helped you understand active and passive voice more clearly, we would love your support.
Like the video, subscribe, and share this episode with a friend who is learning English. Learning together always feels easier.
Thank you for spending this time with us. Keep practicing, keep speaking. Your English grows every single day.
We'll see you in the next episode. Take care and keep going.